Testing, testing, testing. Folks, we are live. It is a little Tuesday edition. I thought it'd be nice to go live and talk about some news that we got today. If there's any questions, please put them in the chat. I got this from a reliable source. I think this is absolutely worth having a conversation about, frankly, because this is a channel dedicated to discussing the market, and this has everything to do with the market. So first, let's talk about where this information came from. I'm in a Discord with a group of folks who I have worked closely with over the past I would call it a year and a half. And this is a group that is, number one, a notification channel, but it has a lot of folks in it with really reliable information. And you might have to zoom in if you're on your phone to see every single piece of this, but this is big news. This is big news. Don't get it twisted. This is not only information that has been coming from the Discord. This is also information that has been relayed on a few other channels as well. Much, much larger than my channel. So this came directly from somebody with distribution, and just going to make a quick comment here in the chat. This came directly from somebody who has knowledge from distro. Distro heard it directly from someone at Pokemon. And this is very likely going to be getting confirmed on some of the bigger channels throughout the rest of the week. So number one, this all lines up. This all lines up, as they've said in Square One. Chaos Rising Wave 2. This is distribution. This is shipping from distro right now. We should see this starting to show up this week and next week. So what can you expect with that? Number one, probably a lot more ATBs, a lot more booster bundles in store at Target, Meijer, Walmart, wherever you might do your shopping. And you might see some more booster boxes at your local LGSs because they are supposed to be getting in their pallets this coming week or next week. So really nothing huge there. Obviously Chaos Rising, the most recent set that has come out, we are due for that small reprint. And so we should be seeing that this week and next week. Perfect Order Wave 2. There's been a lot of conjecture about this, a lot of speculation, a lot of folks saying, you know, Pokemon has been intentionally holding this back because they're concerned about the set dropping below $200, which may or may not be the next MSRP. And so the concern would be that if it does drop below 200, they won't be able to justify future booster boxes coming out at, you know, 182 plus tax, depending on where you live, creeping up on $200. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. The speculation makes sense, but I can neither confirm nor deny that portion. So, that is a smaller piece to this puzzle. Moving on, prismatic evolutions. This is where it gets juicy. This is where the fun begins, really. There is supposedly a mini tin and poster collection reprint coming out very soon. Word on the street is it's not going to be very large. And after this reprint, prismatic will be done. Anything that would move after this final mini tin and poster collection reprint would be backstock. So what does that mean? These big boxes end up getting pallets, and on these pallets, they sit in the back, and sometimes not every piece of product gets put out. It's what we call backstock in the retail industry. And if this is the case, I would keep a very close eye on prismatic prices. I have been a buyer recently of ETBs and SPCs. Those are your flagship products. There's really no fantastic, heavy hitter. I mean, you have the Tyranitar boxes. Those are okay, pretty bulky. Keep your eye on what starts to happen with prismatic, because it could get very interesting very quickly. The prismatic booster box right now is sitting right around $150 to $160 on TCG Player. Guys, if this is true, I'm telling you right now, if Pokemon completely shifts focus to the 30th anniversary, which they need to do, because based on all of the leaks, it's going to be insane. If they shift focus to the 30th anniversary and Pitch Black after this next prismatic reprint, the SPCs and the ETBs have room to run. If you have any spare change laying around, now might be a really good time to start picking those products up. And 150 to 160, even with tax, today is going to look like a massive discount in probably even 6 months. If we do not get another reprint of the ETBs, and I really cannot see another reprint of the SBCs coming, especially with this news from Distro. If we don't get another ETB reprint by January, it'll be a $200 ETB. That's my prediction. I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say it. By January, if more of this word starts to go around that Pokemon is done with prismatic, that ETB is going to go up, up, and away. So if you've been thinking about building a position and you've been sitting on the sidelines and maybe you have some things that you can move, now would be a really, really good time to start to make that position, because I think this is going to be it. Ascended Heroes. Another pretty important piece of information here. This has been, again, fairly heavily circulated within the YouTube space, but apparently there are no reprints of Ascended Heroes ETBs coming for the rest of the year. I find it fairly hard to believe. We will see. If we don't get any more Ascended Heroes ETBs for the rest of the year, this will be very, very interesting. I'm going to take, it might be a little bit easier if I can take myself off of the stage. Can I? Yeah, there we go. Again, I think, again, what needs to be said here is it's to me, it's going to be difficult for the Ascended Heroes ETB to go above $200 this year. I think people are really going to struggle with that price point. It's really rich for anybody's blood to be at $200, especially when it just released. We will see though. If they don't reprint any of these boxes like they did for Prismatic after it first launched, it could get really juicy. Per this message, it's possible they decide to release some new items. We could be looking at a UPC, maybe a heavy hitter style box. I've seen some leaks of what that might look like. Again, Pokemon Company has let distro know that the 30th anniversary is going to be their sole focus once Pitch Black gets released. What does that mean for the market? To me, it says, folks, buckle in, strap in. We are going to print this thing into the ground. Again, I think it's probably what's going to be necessary. I think based off of everything we've seen so far, the Espeon, the Umbreon, all these leaks, they're going to have to do something. I mean, this is going to be one of the most highly sought after anniversary sets, especially because of market conditions right now, especially because of the leaks. It's a bigger set than the 25th anniversary, which is why a lot of people had problems with the 25th anniversary, was it was a small set. This one is not. It's got everything that people have been pining for in a really seemingly loaded classic collection, Crystal Lugia, Prime Gengar, got some really nice EX cards, silver borders in there. It's got a little bit of everything for everybody. And so, personally, I think that they're going to probably print this into the ground, which is good. You want to see it on shelves. There's still, regardless of that happening, there's still going to be a lot of problems at retail. And I think really the only way to get around it is by printing this super, super heavily. So that's good. I want to pull something up really quick here. Oh, DJ's live. That's probably not helping me. Nostalgianomics is also live. That's probably also not helping me. Oh, it's hard to compete with those guys. If they had an ability to jump into other people's streams and do like a raid, I would 100% try and do that, but I don't know if we'll get anybody in here for that. Okay, well, let's pull this back up. So, as you can see, booster boxes. This is another big one. According to distro, again, this is according to distro, so keep that in mind. But according to distro, the Pokemon Company has no plans to reprint any major booster box, do any major boost box reprints at this time. Now, a lot of folks might be saying, well, color me shocked. Oh my gosh, breaking news. And actually, if you go back and watch Alex and Eli's stream from yesterday that they do every Monday, Alex alluded to getting this information from distro as well. I don't know if this is going to be a forever thing. I highly, highly doubt it would be something that lasts in perpetuity. But based off of what has happened this last 18 months, call it, I think it is pretty highly unlikely that we see a booster box reprint in 2026, and I highly, highly doubt we see a booster box reprint in 2027. There were booster boxes of Destined Rivals that were released in Europe. There were not any released in the United States. So, with that being said, I highly encourage you, if you are thinking about picking up some booster boxes, now might be the time to do it. Turn this music down just a touch. Okay. I don't see a reason why the Pokemon Company would want to reprint booster boxes. They are the least revenue producing product. They're all hand packed. I think a lot of Pokemon's products are hand packed, but they are the least revenue producing, cheapest price per pack, probably most cost degrading for the Pokemon Company in terms of they just have to print a shit ton of cards in order for this to make sense. And they point blank period cannot keep up with the demand. All of those things, along with these gimmicky little ancillary products that they keep coming out with that nobody's asking for, but still buying, it's just, why would it change? Why would they want to change it? There would be no purpose. So, in my opinion, no booster box reprints for at least the next year and a half, maybe 2 years. Time will tell. Esfera, last year. Apparently, once Prismatic's reprints are finished, which it sounds like they are about to be finished, Pokemon will be moving on from the Esfera and shifting all focus to the Mega era, including the 30th anniversary. According to Distro, do not expect any more Scarlet and Violet products to come out unless they are backstock. Based on this information, which I would be curious, I really wish we could get Nostalgianomics in here. Alex, I want to try and get him on a live. It's exceedingly difficult because he does daily rip and ships. If this is true, Esfera booster boxes might go crazy. I really expect, if this gets somehow confirmed, probably that first wave, that first block, base set to, what was it? Was it Temporal? Or was it Paradox? I think it was Paradox. I think it was base set to Paradox Rift. If it's true, base set, Paldea Evolved, Obsidian Flames, Paradox Rift are going to start to fly. They've already started to push pretty hard. Paldea Evolved, I think, is nearly a $500 box, maybe a $500 box. If this is true and can somehow be confirmed, things are going to go ballistic. And I don't know what this means for Sword and Shield, but what it would mean for Scarlet and Violet is pack prices will probably go up, because that would mean very likely the next block will not be getting any reprints either. Surging Sparks, Stellar Crown, Prismatic, obviously no booster boxes for Prismatic. I think everything up until Journey Together, Temporal, Twilight, all of these sets may be done. They may be done. If that's the case, buckle up, Buttercup. I wanted to make this video and go live because if this information, if any of these pieces of information are confirmed to be true from Prismatic, Ascended, the booster boxes, and the SV era, if any of this is confirmed to be true, things are going to get worse. And they're going to get worse very quickly. And people have been amazed at how things have moved this last year and a half. We may not have seen peak euphoria. Everybody knows the investor strategy in the chart where you're in discovery phase and then euphoria, or maybe it's disbelief, and then it's belief, and then it's euphoria. We may not be at peak euphoria if this information is somehow proven to be true. And I'm gonna say this right now. If we get confirmation that the Pokemon Company is not going to be printing any more of that second block of Scarlet and Violet so that they can focus on Mega Evolution and the 30th, I don't believe there will be one booster box from the Scarlet and Violet era for less than minimum $300. And I mean, that's really not a hot take because we're almost there right now. I think Paradox and I think Paradox and Surging Sparks are the last two on the list to get to that 300 mark. Guys, those boxes could go to 350. They could go to 400 quickly, because much like Alex has said, the enjoyment factor, the pleasure that you get from opening packs in Scarlet and Violet is not comparable to Sword and Shield. I was here in 2020. I was here in 2019 when they were still putting Hidden Fates out on shelves at Target. It's painful opening Sword and Shield. I love the look of the boxes. I've got a bunch behind me over my shoulder. I love the cards. I'm a big believer. But the rate at which the packs are getting opened is on a different level for Scarlet and Violet, and that really matters. It really matters. If you go to Grayson PokeProfit, his channel, you'll see that he and Austin have launched TCG Quant, and I'm going to do a video on TCG Quant because I did get access to that tool, and it's a fantastic tool. And one of the coolest things inside of that is the destruction tracker. And this basically is an estimate of how many packs are being opened. And if this is confirmed, Pokemon printed less Scarlet and Violet than they did over the last, couple years. 2023, 2024, into 2025, the beginning of 2025. These packs got opened at an insane rate because of rip and ships and the way the market has gone. And I'm telling you right now, the fact that Pokemon printed less Scarlet and Violet over the last year, but the packs are getting opened at an exponential rate, that is going to be a lagging effect. You aren't going to see it right away. It's much like the market. Things take time to mature and develop. It's going to take time for these booster boxes to really take off and people to realize how little of this product is actually out there until it's not out there. And I'm telling you right now, I have a huge position. I'm going to be honest. I have a huge position in Surging Sparks. I could see it going to 350 by the end of the year if this is confirmed to be true. And I hope it is true. For me, financially. From a mania and a euphoria standpoint, I kind of hope that it's not true. Because the market is going to be even more just in a bad spot. It's going to be in a bad spot. Let's wrap this up. We've been live for 25 minutes. I'm going to make some last comments and read this bottom portion. These are comments from the poster. He says, what I believe to be true is that it's very much time for the Pokemon Company to move on from prismatic evolutions. Do not find this news to be surprising, seeing how much they have not been printing any other sets. The news about Ascended Heroes is not surprising either. Personally hope the information about the booster boxes ends up being wrong. It does line up with what we've been seeing for the past 2 years or so. And it is now lining up that multiple sources from distribution are saying that booster boxes are probably not going to be getting reprinted. Guys, do not sell your booster boxes. If you get your hand on some, don't sell them. Do not sell them. That's all I'm saying. He says, what I'm skeptical of. I find it hard to believe they're fully done with iBlock sets. This includes Destined Rivals, Black Bolt, White Flare, Journey Together. These will not be rotating out until April of 2028. With that being said, we have seen little to no reprints for these products either. It could be accurate that they are completely done with Scarlet and Violet after this final Prismatic Evolution reprint. That's more skepticism rather than based in fact. We will see if that pans out. If it does, Black Bolt, White Flare, ETBs are going to go insane. They might be on the same level as your Ascended Heroes are right now. 180 a box in ETB. It's not out of the question. Keep it in mind. The too long didn't read of all this information is do what you will with this information. I'm not trying to cause any FOMO. I'm just trying to keep everyone informed. That's why I came on tonight. I thought it was important to get this information out there. We'll see. Maybe I'll post a video following up if any more information comes out at a latter part of the week. But if this information is confirmed to be true, I can promise you that Scarlet Violet products, flagship products, booster boxes, ETBs, Pokemon Center ETBs have not reached peak euphoria, and things could get a lot worse before they get better. So, guys, for those of you who jumped in here, thank you for joining. If you watched later, let me know in the comment section what you think. Is it all a bunch of BS? Are we going to still see more and more Prismatic get opened? I have my doubts. And I think in all likelihood, we are probably very close to Prismatic being completely done. I think we are very, very close from seeing the last of this next block of Scarlet and Violet being printed. Where I start to draw the line personally is on the iBlock sets. Journey Together, Destined Rivals, Black Bolt, White Flare. Those I'm far less confident in those being finished. At the end of next year, 2027, we have a number of things happening. We will have the next MSRP price hike as confirmed by Pokemon Company, rather. I think those packs, packs are going to $4 or is it either $4.75 or $5? Booster boxes will be going to about $180. I believe ETBs will be going to 65. We'll be getting a new generation. So Gen 10, Wind and Waves, and that massive printing facility will be going live. All three of those factors might end up causing a bit of a slowdown at the end of 2027. I'm not saying we're going back to $100 booster boxes. I don't think that happens ever again. But the second half of Scarlet and Violet very well could get reprints, maybe even sizable reprints. For the first block of Scarlet and Violet that goes up to Paradox Rift, and now the second block of Scarlet and Violet that goes to Prismatic Evolutions, I think it's time to start building really serious positions. If you haven't already. If you have an opportunity to get Surging Sparks booster boxes for less than $275, I think it's a good buy. If you have the ability to pick up Prismatic Evolutions ETBs for less than $165 to $170, I think it's a no-brainer. If you have the ability to pick up Prismatic Super Premium collections for less than $280, I think it's a great opportunity. And I truly believe we'll look back on this video and hopefully I can clip it. And all of our money will have probably doubled by this time next year. I mean, doubling would be less impressive. We might see 150%, might see 200% gains. Not trying to create FOMO, not trying to create any euphoria. All I'm saying is if these facts are confirmed as true, guys, we have not seen the craziness that will occur. So thank you all so much for tuning in. I really appreciate those who popped in. I know there's a lot of other big creators who are live right now, and it's hard to compete with those folks. It is what it is. Hopefully they're giving you better information than I am giving you right now. Not sure about all that, but still love you, DJ. So guys, thank you all so much. Gonna call it for the night. Cheers. Peace, y'all.